Well, hey, welcome back, Nitwits. You're back here in Witty Knitter World with your favorite Witty Knitter. Woo, Sammy Cat. Here it is, just the day before Christmas. And it's Christmas 2024, or I guess it's Christmas Eve 2024, right? So tomorrow's a very important day, not just for me, but for all the faithful, the true believers, for the ones of the true faith. And I'd like to talk to you about that in just a second, but gosh, oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot to change. I'm sorry, let me change real quick. Okay, that's much better. All right. So, as you may have guessed, the most important thing going on tomorrow is, in fact, the world premiere of Wonder Woman 84. Hooray! And I love Wonder Woman, you may have guessed. You may have guessed. And I'm kind of that generation. Well, I guess maybe if I loved her more, I would have shaved all this or maybe waxed it or something. But, poverty. So again, like, share, subscribe. Patreon. Oh, I don't have Patreon. Cash App. SAMMIK 504. Get a girl a new tiara. Maybe some bracelets. Maybe some hair removal. Maybe some liposuction. I don't know. Anything could happen, right? Anyway, so yeah, tomorrow is the world premiere of Wonder Woman 1984, and I'm super, super stoked. Like I was saying, like, I am of that generation to where I was about, like 5 or so, I think, when the show went off the air in 79. And I remember that show just being magic to me. Like, the Wonder Woman TV show was absolutely magic. It was the 1 hour out of my whole week where I didn't have to worry about anything else. Like, I mean, she was there spinning around, letting people have it. Nobody, people who gave her problems ended up sorry for it. And I didn't have to think about all the nonsense that I had going on otherwise. Of course, I didn't have the words for all this at the time, right? Like, I didn't have the words for, like, people bullying me wherever, like, whatever other tragic, horrible, like, childhood shit I was going through. And it was tragic and horrible. But she was that escape. Like, that show was completely the escape from all that. People sometimes, like I've seen it a lot in on these subreddits, like, why is this show so iconic when it's so bad? I don't think the show is bad. I think it's got bad moments. Yeah, okay, it's kind of bad. There are definitely bad moments, right? But but it takes a certain aesthetic, especially with the first season. Okay, so let me back this up a little bit. So, as you can probably guess, tomorrow I'm going to be giving you a review of Wonder Woman 84. I read other people's reviews, and I really don't care what they have to say. It's going to be hard for this movie not to get 5 out of 5. I'm going to say that. Mega fan. Yeah, so, by the way, the show is totally out on HBO Max, which HBO Max is not paying me, much to my devastation. But yeah, so if you don't have HBO Max, go get it. Click. Well, don't stop watching this video. Wait till after the video's over. Then go click it up. I want to say there's definitely like some free 2 weeks you can get or a free trial period. It's totally going to be worth it because HBO Max has all the DC properties. So they have not just, the Wonder Woman movie from a couple years ago, not just Batman and Superman, which, hello, that's her on-screen appearance, that's her first big screen appearance, not just the Justice League movie, not just that stuff, also the cartoons, also Wonder Woman Bloodlines, and I want to say, and I could totally be wrong, I don't have receipts about this, I want to say that's one of the cartoons with Rosario Dawson voicing Wonder Woman, which is an interesting choice. Possibly problematic at the time of this recording. Rosario Dawson has been in all kind of trouble with the trans community. I don't know nothing about the rest of it, though. But yeah, so interesting. But the whole TV series, all 4 seasons, which, let me say this, HBO Max has got it divided into 4 seasons. In reality, like when they sold the DVDs, it was 3 seasons. And I'm going to tell you why. What HBO Max is calling the first season is actually the pilot which is an hour and a half long, and then 2 kind of one-off episodes that I believe they were released as like movies of the week before ABC like greenlit the whole shebang to get a whole season worth of Wonder Woman. Now these are the ones. They're just kind of different to the rest of the series, but I mean they definitely take place in that era. It's definitely very comic book feeling. Like the opening is a cartoon. There's like captions where they look like something you'd see in a comic book. And it kind of gives you a little wink to her comic book origins, because, yeah, she comes from the comics. She comes from the 1940s. So definitely HBO Max is a must, right? And I'm just going to give you a quick moment, just a quick little overview of the first episode, because I naturally rewatched it last night. Again, campy. And everybody who's in the cast, except for Linda Carter, right? Because she's, up to that point, more or less unknown. I think she might have done a couple of, like, TV guest appearances on like Starsky and Hutch, but prior to that, she was like a beauty queen. Like I want to say she was Miss World Arizona or something like this. Like she wasn't, unlike Gal Gadot, who already had like screen credits, she was completely unknown as far as acting goes. So here's Linda Carter, and she's playing it totally straight. She's also super young. She's maybe like I think 21 or 22 when she filmed the pilot, and everybody else in the cast are older, like substantially older. I don't know exactly who Lau Wagner was at the time, but everybody else in the cast is older by several years than her, and they're all coming from Variety. And Variety is something that I think a lot of people who are, even people in my generation, which is to say firmly Generation X, or X, anyway. So we forget about Variety as a TV genre. Now we have like X Factor and American Idol and all these other kind of like talent shows, but it's not the same thing as Variety. So who am I talking about here? I'm talking about Cloris Leachman. I'm talking about Lau Wagner, who we will recognize from the Carol Burnett show, which was kind of the last Variety TV show. Cloris Leachman, Lau Wagner, Fannie Flagg, Red Skelton, like names, and they were only big names if you were kind of in that era. I mean, I can Google them, or I guess you could, because I'm not going to do that right now. But you can see that they're kind of like these comedy people. And even though the plot's definitely not comedic, I want to say Henry Gibson might be in this thing too, who comes from Laugh-In. Even though like there's definitely like comedic, like the actors kind of they're comedic with it. Everybody but her. She is totally deadpan and straight faced. She doesn't ever wink. She's never cynical. And she really inhabits the character of Wonder Woman. You totally believe that this woman has been on an island with only women for like 2,000 years and doesn't really understand man's world. Doesn't understand money. Doesn't understand, things like that. Doesn't understand like basic kind of things. So the story's a little bit of a duck out of water story. You see her kind of like, figuring out how to make some money by doing her bullets and bracelets trick, which I think is awesome, by the way. That whole sequence is hilarious. But she's not comical. And I think that's what makes the show be super iconic, is that she's always serious. Like she always sells it. Everybody else around her can be hitting themselves with rubber chickens and being slapsticky like that. She's not. And that's the thing. That's the sell. That's why we still know her this many years later. That's why the show has still hung on. Even though, like I said, definitely by the time after the first season, the show gets sold and gets canceled, gets sold to CBS, it gets real kitschy, it gets real shticky. It's very much of its time. And if you like, comment, etc., subscribe, share. If you leave me a comment saying that you would like to hear more about the show, I will be more than thrilled. I might do this anyway. I will be more than thrilled to give you guys a review of the show, either episode by episode, season by season, moment by moment, spin by spin. Yeah. Let me think about this. I'm going to let you have it. But yeah, so that's why I think the show is so iconic. That's why I think Linda Carter is so iconic. That's why I think that, for a long time, I actually boycotted DC Universe films because to me, it didn't make any sense that, after we had 1, 2, 3 Batman, okay, on the big screen, how many Supermen, right? Like, I lose count. I actually don't know. And then plus we had Superman on TV. So not only did we have Superman on the big screen, we also had Superman on TV. We had Lois and Clark. We had, and I say Superman, I'm also counting that Superboy TV show. And there were 2 actors playing Superboy in that Superboy TV show. So you can't tell me, sorry DC, you waited too long. Maybe you waited just long enough. I don't know. But at a given point, by the time that Batman vs Superman came out, I was angry with DC, with the whole DC thing. And I know that there were all kind of people trying to make these movies happen, but everybody for so long thought that, oh, a superheroine can't sell tickets. Guess what? Patty Jenkins came on and let you have. Oh, let me not clap my hands like that. I think that might ruin my sound. Patty Jenkins came along and let you have it. She let you have it. So yeah, it could be done. It can be done. And I've been reading this stuff like, oh, Wonder Woman 84 has opened to, low sales. It is a pandemic. Most movie theaters are not even open. I don't know who expects to get blood out of stones or, and where, like, first of all, even if people did have money to go see movies, which I don't think people have a lot of money to go see movies. I don't have money to go see movies. SAMMI 504, cash out. Most hoes do not have money to go see movies, so I don't know what did this mean? Oh, Wonder Woman 84 disappointed because it only got $34 million when it opened internationally. $34 million is better than no $1 million. It could have been $34. Hoes are broke these days. Very tone-deaf response to this. But yeah, so like I was saying, definitely be looking for tomorrow's review. That would be my Christmas present to you all. Though I have to say, I have not received, besides my ring light, I have received no Christmas presents from any of y'all. Very sad. Very sad. Very sad. Actually, I'm kind of miserable about it, but Wonder Woman's coming on tomorrow, and that gets me through a lot of other stuff. Also, I can watch Linda Carter on demand, click, 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 on HBO Max. Also, I can watch all this rest of this Wonder stuff. Also, I can watch the rest of the fucking DC EU. I can watch Stargirl. I don't know if they have Batwoman on there yet, but I mean, that's still available. If not, it will be soon. I can still watch all these other things. And I'm going to talk a little bit more at another video about DC versus Marvel and why I'm more into one than the other. But it's opposite in the media format. Remember that. All right, you guys, I'm going to go now. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to tell you. I cannot believe I forgot to tell you this. I'm really kind of disappointed in myself that I forgot to tell you this. I actually got a message from Paradise Island today. It was like a blessed wind came through my sober living house and went through my little hairs and penetrated my little mind. And Antiope, Hippolyta, Nubia, Artemis, and of course Diana want me to remind you all it's still the time of COVID, so please wear your mask. Bye.